We come then to, still in Clause 1, to Amendment 31. Lord Moylan.
I rise to continue my minute and curious search for means by which this bill might actually achieve some noticeable change. I notice I'm grouped with an amendment from my noble friend Lord Willits, which appears to be there to ensure that no such change is actually achieved in practice or cultural outcome. So I think we're well matched. But I will continue on this hunt for the prospects for change. In this case, I'm not suggesting that we actually amend any other legislation or duty, so noble lords resistant to change will have to find different arguments in order to respond to me. This particular amendment amends not existing legislation, but the actual text of the bill. In A3, the reference in the bill on page 3, the duty to promote the importance of freedom of speech and academic freedom is defined in a manner which is pleasing to the government. It simply says that it is there to promote freedom of speech within the law and academic freedom for academic staff of registered higher education providers in the provision of higher education. My lords, in my view, this is insufficiently clear as to what duty is actually being imposed on universities that doesn't exist already. And so the amendment I put forward at number 31 specifies what it is we actually expect universities to do as a result of the passage of this bill into law. And I won't read out everything that it says, but it is there to eliminate unlawful interference with freedom of speech within the law and academic freedom, and to promote and prioritise the particular importance of freedom of speech, promote and prioritise the academic freedom of academic staff, and foster a culture of free thought and open market. And open-mindedness. And there's nothing wrong with promoting open markets either, but that is not, as it happens, what the wording of this amendment says. So what we're attempting to do here, what I'm attempting to do, is make clear what it is we actually expect universities to do as a result of this duty to promote academic freedom that the government agrees should exist, but which it has defined in a manner which leaves the whole thing completely open. I think there is a sort of acid test to apply to this, and that is the case, perhaps, of Dr. Kathleen Stock. Now, I don't know Dr. Kathleen Stock, and I know nothing of her case that I have not read in public sources, so I'm not making a special plea on her behalf. I'm simply taking the story as emblematic. In her case, the university, I think it's fair to say, did not do some of the things it should have done to protect her and her rights. And so that would still be the case, in my view, and could easily be the case, especially with the astonishing complex, the amount of time that universities will have to spend on the astonishingly complex calibration of duties and obligations, which apparently are going to remain wholly unamended by this Act. And they have let her down. The acid test, then, is, would this clause actually have protected a reputable academic from expressing views which were objected to on essentially ideological grounds, and would have protected her from losing her post? My view is that, as drafted, it would not, and that the clause, the amendment that I now wish to move, would. And I hope that the government will be able to explain to me why it should not, in fact, be adopted, when clearly it is not enough. What they're doing is not enough. So I beg to move.
Unopposed, page 3.